Play Rock 102.1 KFMA.
You say it, I'll play it.
You want it? You got it. Reality radio done right. No nonsense, real and raw, just like you like it.
He's corrupt, he's inexperienced, and he lies.
Broadcasting from a broom closet in the Arizona Lotus Studios, it's Beef Vegan Presents.
Yo, welcome back to the show. It's Beef Vegan Presents live on Rock 102.1 KFMA, streaming worldwide at KFMA.com on this beautiful Tuesday, May 21st. Good morning, Rico.
Good morning.
Good morning, Tucson. Thank you guys for tuning in for the show, man. It's going to be fun. We have a lot of stuff to cover. Another 5-star review from Rico. Rocco's from Rocco's Little Chicago Pizza is going to be in studio. We'll do another round of tap out in the 8 o'clock hour. And Rocco's just recently won for the umpteenth time best chicken wings in Tucson.
Ooh.
Yeah. I mean, we talk about his deep dish pizza all the time because it's phenomenal. And he's always like, don't forget about my wings. Don't forget about these wings. And
we haven't, don't worry.
Yeah. But every time he enters a chicken wing competition, or they have reader polls, Rocco's gets voted best chicken wing. So don't forget about those wings.
He's so good. I think pitting him against the rest of the nation would be a worthy thing.
Yeah.
See how he stacks up against what's the wing capital?
Buffalo, maybe. Right? I mean, come on now.
Does
that make sense?
Ohio? I don't know.
Wingston, Ohio. Yes. They're the Wingston chicken wings.
Oh.
Let's see. Actually, you know what? Let me play something here from Rocco because he's hilarious. So I think we have to re-chop up this ad, unfortunately, to make it within 15 seconds. But
I love his ads.
Well, that's the thing. So he comes up with all these funny ads, right? And he does it himself because he's a musician. So he records it. And so he emailed me last week and he's like, hey, can we change this ad to this? And without even I trust Rocco. So without even listening to it, I just forward along. I'm like, yeah, change the ad, right? To the sales rep.
Mm-hmm.
And then they listen back like, well, this is like 30 seconds. We got to make 15 seconds. And I went to go listen to it and I was rolling because I'm like, this is so good.
It's like a 10-minute track.
No, it's only 30 seconds, but
yeah,
it's very catchy. Check it out.
We're gonna move to the west, but we're still over here at the older address of Rocco.
That's right.
Still at 2707 East Broadway. Call 321-1860 or roccoslittlechicago.com.
The guy's a legend. He's just a legend.
I'm getting sued by Gary Newman.
Well,
worth it.
There is a question as far as are we going to be able to air it and things.
It's a parody.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. And I'll ask my trusty Chat GPT lawyer if we can get away with it, and I feel like we can. But yeah, he's amazing. So he'll be coming in with
Rocco's.
Yeah, it'll be stuck in your head all day. And he'll be coming in with his deep dish of the month as well. And then we'll give up to $100 in gift certificates for that. Also, we have those tickets for Godsmack. So I know you want those tickets for Godsmack, and you won't have to wait long this morning because around 7 o'clock this morning, in the 7 o'clock hour, I will give another person a lucky opportunity to win those tickets for Godsmack to see them live here in Tucson in the 520 on 521.
Today a pizza and Godsmack day?
Pizza and Godsmack.
That's a good day.
And some laughs and some good times with your boys along the way, right? Now, our top story before we get into music from Bush, you remember that barge that crashed into the bridge in, what was it?
Baltimore.
Yeah, it was Baltimore, right?
Yeah.
It was a big deal.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know that they just finally moved that barge literally yesterday? So for 2 months, that barge was sitting in the same location where it crashed into the bridge in Baltimore. So residents can be reminded of it on the regular, as if their route change and a bridge that was completely demolished because of this destruction wasn't reminder enough they had this landscape or this landmark.
What the hell were they doing? Trying to sell T-shirts?
Well, no, it was a
Jeez.
948 foot long container ship, and apparently it took that long to move. Now, luckily yesterday, they were finally able to move it from the crash site, and it was a welcome event for everyone, which I feel like is an understatement. The Unified Command announced in a statement that the dolly moving back to port marks the resumption of commercial vessel transits in and out of the port of Baltimore. So what, for 2 months, they had everything was on pause? Crazy. They said, but there was another group that was probably more excited. The crew of the dolly, who has been on board the ship since the crash happened and finally had a chance to disembark the ship when it reached port. For 2 months, this crew was stuck on this ship. And it's like,
what?
Why?
What?
Yeah. Someone
Didn't know
had
anything about that.
Dude, yeah. I hope they got paid time and a half. But yeah, 100%. These guys were stuck there on the barge for 2 months in the same spot.
No way.
Well, yes, while everyone else around them was just like, you guys got to do something about this barge. And they're like,
What?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't understand it either, Rico. None of it makes sense.
Like it's your fault. Come on. What the hell, beef?
Why, dude? I mean, I
No.
could get like that it would take that long to move it because it's a large vehicle, and maybe it's jammed up against some things. The bridge itself was demoed, so I guess the bridge wasn't too much of a problem. I don't understand why the crew had to stay on the ship for the entire 2 months, and they couldn't get like weekend leave. Like what? Were people door dashing to them?
It gets that long where they probably enjoy it. They're like, we don't want to leave now. It's pretty chill here. We're playing cards, drinking.
Yeah, like prison.
Food getting exactly.
That sounds like prison. But yeah, congratulations to the city of Baltimore, but more importantly, to the crew members who finally got to see their family after 2 months.
They're like, damn it, fine.
Baby, I want to come home and hang out with you and the kids, but I'm stuck on this barge, see? And,
The bro barge.
Yeah, they're like, wait, in the middle of the ocean where they can't find you? No, we're in the middle of Baltimore. And just, it's Baltimore. Rescue crews don't want to come down to save us because it's dangerous.
Great view.
Yeah.
We love it here.
But yeah, so today marks the history that no more barge in the Baltimore port. So good for them.
Yay.
All right, we have a lot to get to, including your morning moron coming up after the latest from Foo Fighters. Let's kick things off with a band that's super happy because the lead singer found his doppelbanger, a girlfriend that looks just like Gwen Stefani. Oh, yes, I'm talking about Bush. Here's Everything Zen on Rock 102.1 KFMA. You know the name of the show. Let's go. All right, welcome back to the podcast broadcast. You got Rico in here. What are you looking at here, Rico?
What am I looking at?
Yeah. You reading something on the interwebs?
Yeah, just doom scrolling.
Oh, okay. Nothing interesting to share. I'm just touching base. We have a lot of stuff to get to, including sharing some of the roasts that Chat GPT wrote about both Rico and myself. When you submit a pic to Chat GPT and say roast me. Now you've probably seen this on Reddit threads before. And where people, they're gluttons for punishment, right? And everyone's somewhat tempted to be like, I wonder what they would say about me. But most people are afraid to ask because it is brutal, right?
Relentless.
Yeah. Okay.
There's no accountability from somebody. It's like just somebody on behind a screen somewhere random. They can say whatever they want.
Yeah. Well, AI is kind of in the same position. So we did this and it was pretty brutal, and it made me actually question my life and fashion decisions. So, and I definitely won't send that picture out to anybody thinking I was looking nice. I'll share with that here in a little bit. I'm going to get on the air and talk about the tease of what we're going to talk about on the air next, though. And that's right after this Rage Against the Machine song. So let me do that. Rock on 2.1 KFMA. We're live on the podcast broadcast. There you will see ChatGPT roast both Rico and I, and the pictures that we submitted to ask them to roast us. And I regret it. I 100% regret it. Right. But coming up next, Johnny Knoxville and WWE superstar Sami Zayn have a long history. Now, a lot of it's, wrestling history. They actually faced off against each other at WrestleMania. But speaking of roasting, Johnny Knoxville went in hard on Sami Zayn on social media and just roasted the hell out of him. It was pretty funny. I'm going to share with you some of the comments that he posted on social media, and maybe this will be the beginning of a feud and a rematch at the next WrestleMania for the former Jackass star. who's way too old to be wrestling and picking fights. But that'll be coming up after new music from Sum 41. Here's Landmines on Rock 102.1 KFMA. We're keeping the conversation moving on the podcast broadcast. You can join us, youtube.com/bevegan, or keep it right here. All right, so let's get into this. So which one should you want me to do, yours first or mine first?
It doesn't matter either way.
I got yours right up here. Yours is a little more gentle, to be honest with you. So maybe we should start yours first.
It's not like downright evil or mean. It's just snarky.
Mine felt mean, right? So, okay.
Personal.
So now Chat GPT, if you do this, you can go to Chat GPT right now or OpenAI, put the picture in there. You can copy and paste it and then say, roast me. And then Chat GPT will respond in kind. This is what Chat GPT said about Rico in his cowboy hat. And you'll see him wearing the cowboy hat in the five-star review today. Go ahead and read it there, Rico.
Oh, we've got ourselves a cowboy DJ mixing tracks and wrangling cattle on the same day, huh? And those headphones look more like you borrowed them from the nearest recording studio just to look legit. But you're the type who thinks yeehaw and mic check are interchangeable phrases. See, that was kind of a weak jab.
Yeah.
Weak. Still funny. Don't worry, partner. At least your mustache is in tune.
Yeah. So,
okay. Thanks.
Yeah, like I said, yours was kind, dude. Yours was way too kind. Mine was not.
It wasn't like, look at that gay ass mustache.
Yeah. In fact, actually, mine was literally like labeled like a bullet point presentation. So you got off way easy. Look what
it asked you how much time you had.
Yeah. ChatGPT literally wrote this, dude. Look at this. That's a full presentation. Now I'll show you the picture I submitted. And this is what I got back from ChatGPT. And again, I feel bad. I was taking a picture of myself before I went out to the May the 4th Be With You event. Oh, sorry, that's not it. It was this. And I don't know why I did this and who I sent it to, or if I sent it to anybody. If I did, I completely regret it. So this is the picture I posted to ChatGPT, and it gave me five different categories of roasting. Okay. No, actually, I'm sorry. I was reading it. I gave me 4 different categories of roasting. First, 1, bathroom mirror selfie. Classic move. Nothing screams professional photo session like toothpaste splatters and hand soap in the background. Extra points for the visible hanger on the towel rack. Were you saving that spot for a coat or just couldn't decide where to put it? Then attire choices. It went in. Gave me 3 different categories of attire choices. Shirt. That white shirt is looking a bit like it just came out of the washer and skipped a dryer. Don't forget to iron it. Or are you going with the crumpled chic look? Now, that's just the beginning of the iceberg. Chic. I will give you the rest of the roast of ChatGPT after I get into this Sami Zayn, Johnny Knoxville's beef. All right, so Rock 102.1 KFMA. I see with this ChatGPT roast was so hardcore, Rico, that I had to deliver it in sections. I can't just take it all at once. You understand? Like, I don't know if my delicate...
It broke it down into chapters.
It hasn't. Look, this time in my life and stuff, I'm fragile. I'm like an egg. And, I have a lot on my mind, and I'm emotionally just a wreck. And hearing this robot just tear into me, it's tough. It's difficult. So little pieces. I will give you the rest of that ChatGPT roast on me after I cover some more important news. That's Johnny Knoxville and Sami Zayn. Now, you don't know the name Sami Zayn, right?
No, it's not too familiar.
Okay, so Sami Zayn is a professional wrestler for WWE. He's very popular, and he's currently the Intercontinental Champion. Okay, so with that, he actually had a little history in a program with Johnny Knoxville of Jackass, and they actually faced off against each other at WrestleMania. And now, as terrible as that sounds on paper, it was actually a really wildly entertaining match. They did a really good job, and a lot of that credit goes to Sami Zayn for putting it together. But Johnny Knoxville did take a couple bumps, as they call it in the wrestling industry, did some big stunts, and took some painful maneuvers, as did the rest of the Jackass cast, including Wee Man and Steve-O and Chris Pontius, right? Now, it seemed like all was fun and everything was in the past, but apparently Johnny Knoxville wants round 2 because he went to Sami Zayn's social media and started roasting him hardcore. And I want to read you some of these comments here. This is under a picture of Sami with a WWE champion Becky Lynch. See, Johnny wrote, I'd give you the shirt off my back just so I don't have to see all the hair on your back. Right? And continues. Remember when wrestlers used to shave and get tans? Sammy certainly doesn't. Right? He goes on. He said, I didn't get enough time to get in all my insults, so I will just get them in here. Hey, everybody, Sammy's a vegan, just in case you didn't think he was already annoying enough. Right? Then he goes on. Says, Sammy's the Intercontinental Champion. My favorite Intercontinental Champion will always be Razor Ramon. Sammy, I doubt you know who he is since you never heard of a razor, you hairy F. That one's pretty good. He went on and said, I hate you as much as you hate going to the gym. Oof. Yeah, that would offend you, right? All right. He goes, Johnny Knoxville continues, by doing all right, you mean a wee man body shaming you again in front of the entire audience. What a shame. The poor audience had to watch you bomb all night and then get humiliated by me and wee man again. Becky Lynch was terrific, though. Why she associates herself with the likes of you, I will never know.
Damn.
Yeah, dude. And so, Johnny Knoxville is a kayfabe. Is he shooting? Only time will tell. But there is the beef from Sammy and Johnny Knoxville. You think that will lead to another match? Would you watch it?
Probably.
I'll show you the original match at WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
Not on my phone.
Was it good?
It was great. It was entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
It was better than advertised, and expectations were low because Johnny Knoxville's in his 50s and not a professional wrestler. But somehow, some way, they were able to pull off an entertaining match. So,
Like anybody could, it's probably him.
Yeah. And this is a situation where Sammy didn't ask to be roasted, but Johnny Knoxville's like, let me do you a favor, fam. Now, we actually asked Chat GPT to roast us, and I regret it. And some of these insults that it said to me, it will be forever burned into my soul, my self-esteem, which is at an all-time low now. I'm going to share the rest of those insults on the podcast broadcast. And when we come back, the beef of the week is Kevin Costner versus the creator of Yellowstone, Taylor what?
Taylor Sheridan?
Yeah, I know that you're a big fan. You're going to love this story about Kevin Costner.
I'm intrigued.
And his latest movie next. So stick around. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA. All right. So, yeah, thank you for saying I look good. All right. Now, you're a human being, Lindsay, and, you know me. So, obviously, maybe that's rose-tinted glasses. ChatGPT has no soul. So,
I say you guys go try. Go on ChatGPT, put a picture in and see what it says to you.
yes.
And then show it.
And please, and email it to me, and we'll read off yours. Email me the picture and what ChatGPT says. All right. So, again, here's the picture that I shared. As we continue, okay. Now, where I left off was my shirt, right? Did I forget to iron it, or am I going for that crumpled chic look? All right. And then, so the attire choices, the three categories: shirt, hat, belt, and pants. Those are the three different categories. Now, you saw Rico's. Rico literally copy and pasted what it said. It was a 2-sentence paragraph that just did a subtle little jab, and that was it.
It's like, nice headphones, bro. Have a good day.
I have a fucking PowerPoint presentation about how schlubby I look in this bathroom selfie. All right. So the hat, it said a white dress shirt paired with a casual cap. Interesting combo. Was there a formal event at the ballpark? Or maybe you're just indecisive about your personal style. That is my personal style, ChatGPT. All right. Now belt and pants. Belt seems like it's trying its best, which I feel like is an excellent fat joke. But the dark pants and the brown belt are having a bit of a disagreement about the color coordination. Okay. Number 3, this is category 3, expression. That stoic look on your face says, I woke up like this and I'm not sure how I feel about it. Did you just roll out of bed, or are you contemplating the mysteries of life? Right. And then finally, background details. It said, is that an empty toilet paper roll on your computer top or on your countertop? Hope that's not a reflection of how your life is right now.
Jesus.
Yeah. And those black towels could use some tidying up. They look like they've seen better days. In summary, you're pulling off the I tried, but did I really look perfectly? Keep rocking that unique blend of casual and formal confusion. It's a statement in itself.
Oof. Poetically harsh.
Poetically harsh. So that's what we're asking you to do now. Like that was our.
I don't know what's crazier though. The fact that they're so, what is it, like harsh or insane, or the fact that I was able to do that so quick.
It did it
Like,
so fast.
The image, you just put it in there and boop.
Yeah.
2 seconds later.
Let's see if I
Technology's
just put
crazy.
roast me more.
I don't know why that belt joke reminded me of Mitch Hedberg. It's like, my belt holds my pants up.
Get on in there, Spearsy.
But the belt loops hold my belt up. I don't know what's happening. Okay.
You want to
Never
be
mind.
roasted by Chat GPT?
Heck no.
Come on, dude.
Okay, sure.
I just did it.
Why not?
Okay, here's the deal. I'm going to take a picture of you.
Okay. Got it. We got a fist. Oh, I thought that was part of the picture.
All right, here, move the mic out of your face. All right, now smile. Okay. All right, so I'm going to submit this pic to ChatGPT and ask it to roast Spears. In the meantime, we suggest you do the same. So upload a picture of yourself to OpenAI and ask it to roast you, and then let us know in the comments what it said. We'll continue with more roast jokes against me. But earlier this morning, we had Rico do a 5-star review on what was the establishment, Rico?
Boot Barn.
Boot Barn. And of course, he went full-blown shit kicker. In case you missed it, went a little something like this. Check it out. Bank One Ballpark. I think that's what they still call it, right?
Bob.
Yeah, no, they don't call it the Bob anymore.
No.
Your mom's a huge baseball fan, Rico. What do they call it? Okay.
Chase Field.
Is it Chase?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So it's been a while since I've been to the ballpark.
Bob.
You know, it's a fun fact here before we get into 5-star reviews. Our ESPN station is the official radio station of the Arizona Diamondbacks. And every now and then, being the official radio station of the Arizona Diamondbacks, the company gets a little poolside party. Right? Yeah, you know the pool that's legendary. That was one of the first ballparks to have a swimming pool inside it. Yeah, and you just rent that out, and all your friends could go there and swim and watch the baseball game. Well, every now and then the company will get that area gifted to them to where they can invite whoever they want.
It's like a baller.
Yeah. Have you been invited?
No.
Have I been invited?
Maybe.
Hard no. All right. I love seeing pictures of my colleagues poolside at the ballpark. Like, oh, that looks like a really good time.
You ever had a hot dog in a pool? I didn't think so.
I have, but not inside a ballpark.
Yeah.
All right. It doesn't matter. Let's get into this. Now, as you guys may know, my good friend Rico, he likes to be a consumer on the streets locally here. And when he has a pleasurable experience, he immediately rushes to Google to leave a 5-star review. And you got a cowboy hat on this morning, Rico, which is very difficult to wear with headphones.
I made it work, baby.
Okay. Where did you review this week?
Boot Barn.
It all makes sense. All right. Tell me all about it.
So this last weekend at the bar I bounced at closed down the night playing some 90s country, which was a major departure from some of the modern garbage that rattles the dark vibrations of every Tucson drunk. The intoxicated crowd laughing and wobbling out and vomiting everywhere between collectively singing classics like Brooks and Dunn's Neon Moon, Alan Jackson's Chattahoochee, and Garth Brooks' Friends in Low Places.
Classic.
As I was mopping up tequila oatmeal vomit off the floor and wiping off horribly drawn phallic objects off the table, Toby Keith Should Have Been a Cowboy came on. It gave me pause. First off, rest in peace. R.I.P. Big T Key. Legend who single-handedly gave America a mighty and swift country revenge boner after 9/11.
That's true.
What am I doing with my life? I actually should have become a cowboy. Learning to rope and ride, wearing my 6-shooter, riding my pony on a cattle drive, stealing young girls' hearts just like Gene and Roy, singing those campfire songs. I mean, I can still do all that, right? I'm in Tucson.
Yes.
Tucson is just the mediocre bits of Texas with better food, and we will never say y'all.
Nope.
And In-N-Out will always be better than Whataburger. Fight me.
Facts.
Meet you in Tombstone. And I ain't talking about the frozen pizza aisle either, pony boy. I drove home thinking maybe I should ease my way into the cowboy midlife crisis pickle I find myself in. I've never been a ranch hand. I'm still scarred from almost running over another kid with my horse during summer camp when I was like 12. And I've never smashed a beer bottle or thrown a wooden table at another grown man in a saloon. I figure about 45% of all people who dress like cowboys in Tucson are faking it, so whatever.
Yeah.
I may as well dive right in. Maybe I should apply to be a bouncer at the Maverick or Whiskey Roads. Worst case scenario, a real cowboy calls me out for stolen valor. Best case scenario, I get to do the hokey pokey with a bunch of fake country girls who've been to Stagecoach one time.
Exactly. So many of them.
I figured my best bet was to start with the look. I already bought a giant belt buckle on eBay from some guy who was selling his rodeo uncle's wardrobe after he was stabbed by a disgruntled rodeo clown for sleeping with his wife. He emailed me the whole story. It was crazy. I already had Wranglers, a cowboy hat, a bolo necktie, and button-up shirts from the Yellowstone merch store online.
Oh, nice.
The only thing left was a new pair of cowboy boots that really tie it all together. I needed some special boots. The kind of boots that guys want to wear and girls want under their bed. The kind of boots that make coyotes howl and bobcats bow. Lucky for me, Boot Barn was right down the road. I walked in with my cowboy vibe, head and hat bowed and toothpick firmly betwixt my whiskered lips. I stood still in the doorway in a power stance, holding my belt buckle with both hands, and gave a big, "Yeehaw! I need me a pair of the best American bad boy boots y'all got right up here real quick."
Oh, no. Oh, no. Don't tell me you did that.
Everyone paused and looked startled. A skinny fella named Dan came up to me real quick. Might have been a 12 going on 35. Babyface. The only roping and wrangling this guy did was probably in bed alone on a Friday night. Anyway, I says to him, "Dan, this place ain't exactly looking like a barn. Looks like a Kohl's that got dipped in barbecue sauce at a John Wayne convention." "Okay, sir, you're looking for a new pair of boots, I assume." "Where I come from, we call it a hankering, Dan. Looking is for people who have no purpose, tenacity, or backbone. I'm hankering for a pair of boots that precedes my own mortal presence. Show me a size 11 for a cowboy with a heavy soul and a light countenance. Preferably black as a stallion's butt cave on a moonless night in Santa Fe." Dan looked to be a little speechless, and I don't know if the boy was just slow, bless his heart, or just raised in a diet of sawdust and raw milk.
Bless his heart.
But he just wandered up and down the aisles, and I could almost hear the screws rattle around in his brain saddle. "Well, here's some popular selections. This one right here is called Rebel by Durango Men's Faded Flag Western Boots. As you can see..." Shh, Dan. "Is that Old Glory I see embroidered on the entire shaft of these here boots?"
Oh,
"Yes,
no.
sir." I just handed him my credit card and slithered my meaty leg hams into my new personality. I tipped my hat at Dan and walked out of that barn like a corn-fed Thanos after collecting his final buckle stone. "Sir, your card," echoed behind me as the door alarm went off, and I drove into the sunset a newly complete cowboy. Ye freaking haw. 5 stars.
Oh, no. So you telling me you're going to be wearing this hat all the time now?
Uh-huh.
Oh, my God. you never half-ass
American
posing.
flag.
You go all in and fully immerse yourself into the culture. That's an actual, factual 5-star review that you can find by Googling Boot Barn.
Boot
and if
Barn.
you come across Rico's review, make sure you give that a 5-star review as well.
Give me a big yeehaw.
Oh, no. I mean, I might give you music from Hardy and Jelly Roll. That's the closest you're going to get around here.
Fine.
All right, we're going to hit the reset. And speaking of music, we got tickets to give away for Godsmack. I'll let you know how you're going to win those next on Beef Vegan Presents, so stick around. All right, well, it looks like our lady streamers, Lisa and Lindsay, they like us with hats. So,
Yeehaw.
Lisa likes your cowboy hat.
Thank
How long
you,
have you
Lisa.
had that?
10 years.
Okay, yeah. And Lindsay likes how I dress up, and thank you for that. But Chat GPT was not too kind to me, and I asked it to roast me even more. And Manny actually uploaded a photo. This is what Chat GPT said about him. They said, "With that majestic beard and those reflective shades, you look like the head coach of the local Wizarding School's Quidditch team." And then went on to say, "And judging by that cap, even the sun is too intimidating to shine directly on you." All right, now I uploaded this photo to
Looking like a goober.
yeah
A gooba.
to ChatGPT. Oh, you think ChatGPT was kind on you?
No, I'm wearing a Mickey Mouse shirt.
It was quick to point that out for sure in detail. Here's what I said. All right, I was like, roast me from this pic, be brutal. First off, Mickey Mouse t-shirt. Nothing says I'm a hardcore rock radio personality like a Mickey Mouse t-shirt. Are you trying to appeal to your inner child, or did you just grab the first thing you saw in your closet?
Yes.
Maybe next time go for something a little bit more, I don't know, rock. So it basically picked up the branding in the background. The smile, they bagged on your smile.
What?
It says that grin is beaming like you just won the lottery, or perhaps you're just thrilled to be in a room that smells like old pizza and studio sweat. Damn, how do you know this?
Damn.
Could you at least
Creepy.
hide the evidence of your unhealthy eating habits?
What the hell, Chat GPT?
Yeah, dude. It's like, is that a pizza box right on the table? You've got the culinary taste of a college freshman
Damn.
living the dream one slice at a time. Then it goes in hard on the Rockwell 2.1 logo. It says background setup. Rockwell 2.1, huh? That station where the backdrop looks like it was designed by Microsoft Paint. And those posters trying hard to give off that edgy vibe, but coming off more like a high school AV club setup. Shit.
Damn.
All right. Chain necklace.
Oh no.
Yes.
They got the chains?
They got the chains.
Oh no.
Yes. It said, is that a gold chain around your neck? Trying to add a bit of bling to the Mickey Mouse ensemble? It's a bizarre mix of hip hop and Saturday morning cartoons. Pick a lane, man.
Damn.
I go back and forth between BET and cartoons. Sorry. Sorry.
So, in summary, I'm going to read the summary on the air here, which is fantastic. Let's get on the air. Rockwell 2.1 KFMA. We're definitely having fun with this Chat GPT roasting thing. So, in case you don't know, what we said was if you upload a picture to Chat GPT and ask it to roast you, it will go in hard. And we just did that with Justin Spears from ESPN Radio. Good morning, Justin.
What is this?
And so we just went through a kind of like a breakdown of all the different insults it was saying on you. Here's a summary of what it is takeaway from your picture that we submitted, which you're wearing a Mickey Mouse shirt inside the KFMA broom closet. It says, in summary, you're rocking a look that says, I'm here for a good time, not a long time, but maybe a touch of refinement wouldn't hurt. Consider upgrading from Mickey Mouse to at least a vintage band tee, clean up the snack evidence, and remember, even rock stars can step up their game a bit. So it's giving you advice to better your life, dude.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thanks, robot.
ChatGPT was concerned for you. Now, in all fairness, the pizza box is ours. And it did say at one point that the room probably smells like old pizza and studio sweat. And I'm just like, oh my God, ChatGPT has a smell sensor now? How the hell did it know that?
Because you can't see the Rocco's pizza box in the picture.
Apparently you can.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. That was
How did it know about the pizza?
You can see it. In fact, actually, you see it.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
Okay. There it is. Never mind.
Jeez.
And then just bagging on the Rockwell 2.1 logo too, which is hilarious to me. And it was designed by Microsoft Paint. And we do need to do better. Thank you, ChatGPT.
Thanks for the reminder.
Even artificial intelligence knows this. Brutal. All right. Well, that's a fun little game that you could play simply by uploading a picture to ChatGPT and ask it to roast you. Simple as that.
Just do it to an X. Have some fun.
Yeah. Now, I want to get into this Kevin Costner beef, and I will so. Okay, so did you know that Kevin Costner, of course, is not going to be in a final season of Yellowstone? Do you know how it fell apart? You're a fan of Yellowstone, Rico.
Yeah, I thought it was because of Kevin Costner having issues with the director.
Yeah.
It's been what? It's been
creator.
4 years since it last aired.
Yeah, but now, of course, it's like the hot property. Everyone likes Yellowstone right now. You watch it?
No.
Okay.
I've heard a lot of great things about it, though.
Yeah, it's a good show.
It was fantastic.
He had a very long-winded response as to what happened. He recently did an interview for GQ to promote his new movie, which I'll get to here in a second. But in this interview, he said, I've been quiet about the whole thing and I'm taking a beating out there. My castmates are confused. The crew was confused. And he said, we very rarely started when we said we would, and we didn't finish when we said we would. And I was okay with that. I really was. I was okay with it, but it wasn't like a trend that could continue for me. And then after the Yellowstone crew announced plans to split the final season into 2 parts, Costner grew impatient. The first half of the season 5 finished airing in January 2023, and the show was quickly put on hiatus. This caused scheduling issues for Costner's post-Yellowstone passion project, Horizon, right? And he went on to say, I said, I have a contract to do Horizon, and I have people and money, and I think there was a belief that I couldn't get it mounted, but I didn't really care what anyone believed. And this is where the messiness just got messier. After a back and forth, Costner allegedly offered various compromises, but nothing was met, and more drama unfolded. And he said, well, if you want to kill me, if you want to do something like that, I have a week before I'll start, and I'll do what you want to do. So basically he's saying, kill me off, dude. Just get it over with, right?
Yeah.
And you could do it. I got 1 week before I go shoot this film. Now, somebody picked up on the idea that I only wanted to do 1 week, and that there's been a carryover thing that I've seen in magazines, and that I've only wanted to work 1 week, but that wasn't the case. Costner went on to say his big disappointment is he never heard Paramount or 101 really come to his defense. And he just went on to say that on the other side of things, the creator Tyler Sheridan has addressed Costner's film. And Hollywood Reporter last summer said, I sure hope the movie is worth it. That's what he told Hollywood Reporter. And that it's a good one. He took a lot on the chin, and I don't know that anyone deserves it. So Taylor's trying to take the high road, right? So in summary, I guess Costner continues to point the finger at Sheridan and says that his return is 100% up to Sheridan, and he loves the character. He loves that world. And he's a person that is very script oriented. Kevin Costner wasn't working before this, right? I mean, we weren't like hearing about Kevin Costner. It was like The Bodyguard, then Waterworld, and then nothing. And then Taylor Sheridan was like, you'll be perfect for this role. This role rebooted his career. And then from that momentum, he got studio investors to spend a ton of money on another Western, which is going to be called Horizon. And he's threatening that this is going to be like a trilogy.
Huh.
Yeah. So when
Wow.
Taylor said that he hopes this movie's good because basically him and everyone else keeps like throwing shots at Kevin Costner. Here's what early reviews are saying. Despite a 7-minute long standing ovation at the Cannes Film Music Festival, which we talked about earlier, everybody gives standing ovations at Cannes.
Mm-hmm.
Moviegoer, the reviews have been basically not subtle. They're saying that he's trying to out Taylor Sheridan, right? So basically, jacking his entire style to saying, I'm sorry, I can't finish doing your show because I'm going to do a movie that's essentially your show.
Yeah. Kevin Costner's, he's known for doing tons of Westerns. So I don't know who jacked who. I mean, Tyler Sheridan has his own neo-Western style, but I mean, if it's just a typical Western that he's always done, then
right.
So be it.
All right. I thought you'd be more interested on this, but obviously I lost your attention. So sorry I brought it up. Let's hit the reset, and we got more on Beefing Presents, including trigger warnings from AMC talking about the movie Goodfellas coming up next on Rock 102.1 KFMA. Yeah, there's maybe something. I mean, I'm literally watching you fall asleep while I'm going into this, and obviously reading too much. Lost a couple people here on the stream too. So my bad. All right.
I was just looking at Kevin Costner's most recent films because I'm like, I think the last movie I saw with Kevin Costner was Draft Day, where he was drafting for the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah.
But
what year was that?
Football.
That was like 2012, I think. But he's been in a lot of movies since then. Like you just
sprinkled in.
Yeah, I totally forgot he was in Batman versus Superman, Dawn of Justice.
Yeah, he's done a ton of Westerns since then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you not like that story? Or was I just bouncing all over the place? It was a long-winded
It was a long-winded all over the place. It's fine.
Yeah. Well,
I'm not gonna fake excitement for things. I'm just like, Kevin Costner. It's like I think a lot of it had to do with the divorce thing, Sheridan, and not to mention, I mean, the whole thing with Sheridan doing 18 projects at once. So I don't know who's in the right exactly.
Well, see, this is why I even brought this up, because I know you're a fan of both Tyler Sheridan and Taylor Sheridan and whatever, and this whole a lot of this backstory. You know what I mean? Like of his personal life, his his career, his other projects. I mean, what other projects is Taylor doing right now?
I think he's rebooting something with Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah,
right. He's doing that one.
Yeah.
The 1883 or 18, whatever it was. The two spin-offs. So I don't know if they're filming more of those. So he's busy. He's keeping, but it's like so many things at once.
It's so funny. It's just like, it's hard to be excited about something that I'm literally excited. That's like that's the whole reason why I put it together, Rico. Like you love this shit.
I don't want to interrupt you. It's just like every time I do, it just seems like
I needed some insight.
Well, you're in the
from
zone. You're going on a story. Well,
I was trying to, but
that's why we got to have a pre-show discussion about bits. Make them prepared, not just me jutting in.
Damn straight.
Okay. Well, expect me to call you in the afternoon
or email.
What? I can't do. I like you can't verbally discuss and go over bits and stuff.
Well, it was interesting. You did bring up Schmonty, the way he used to do things. Wake up at 2:00 in the morning, pre-show, and get everything prepped with the crew. Have everything prepped. What you're going to talk about, the bits you go through.
No, this is what Schmonty and I did actually. So he would wake up at 2 and start prepping for sure. I would wake up as well. We would both write our show, right? So like I had segments that I wrote every day and pieced together, and he had his segments he wrote every day. So it was us both writing out the entire show, and then we'd meld it together and go over that, right? So that's how we did it. And that was a little different.
Hey, Rico, we're going to be talking about Yellowstone later. Make sure you have some stuff prepped for that. Talk about Tyler Sheridan and what you expect from Kevin Costner, his past, instead of being on the spot on 3 hours of sleep and trying to be excited.
Are you seem a little defensive right now?
Well, no. I mean, I'm only responding. I like to reflect on what people are coming at me with. So if you're coming at me telling me,
I'm just saying,
hey, man, thanks for not being excited for that. I'll be like, well, let me justify that and tell you why.
No, I'm just surprised because like this is something I know that you're passionate about. That's why I put it together.
Wow, I'm just explaining then.
I was definitely going to talk about, it's all about improv. I'm looking at Manny's picture.
There's a time and place for improv, but if it comes to like a story that you want some really fleshed out thoughts on, sometimes improv on radio is not the best place. A 3-hour podcast where you can actually, get things out, talk about them in length versus quick bits.
A 3-hour podcast.
Yeah, people do online YouTube podcasts. It's like more free form instead of in your brain thinking we have 3 minutes to talk about something very interesting. Jut in my bits. Hopefully I'm not interrupting him. Hopefully I don't get that weird look.
Giving you weird looks. Do I give you weird looks?
Yeah, sometimes.
Did I give you weird looks today?
You give me a weird look.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I'm just egging you guys on.
What weird looks?
He's Maury right now.
No idea about the weird looks.
You saw the clip that I put together of Crystal. I want you to watch. So like bagging on you and then looking at Todd and getting all that. But yeah, you took it at face value. Where I was just like, you asked for an autograph. I don't even remember that. Right?
Oh, at the Roadrunners game?
Yeah,
that's funny.
All right, I'm the king of saying no. You don't get to talk about improv. All right, Todd, let's get in here. Looks like, we're going into a 5-day vacation. So, now's the time to troubleshoot this stuff and work as the team.
What?
We are a team. Yeah.
5-day vacation.
Yeah. Well, my daughter's graduating. I mean, I'll be on the show tomorrow. Right? Okay. And hopefully Rico will too.
Congrats to your daughter, by the way.
I know. It's
graduating, man. That's
yeah. So with that though, we got Memorial Day on Monday. And since she's graduating Wednesday night, it's going to be a late night on Wednesday night. And I didn't want to take Thursday off and then be on for Friday. So I was like, I'll just take the opportunity to make a 5-day weekend out of it. So taking Thursday and Friday off, going into the 3-day.
Good deal.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes you got to fly by the seat of your pants. Sometimes you got to try to be like, what are we going to talk about next? And try to focus. Let's listen to my my volunteer consultant, who always gives it to me a straight edge, Mr. Todd Marley. Now, what do you want? I will warn you, if you get a little too mean, I will just screenshot your picture right now and put it in Chat GPT and ask the roast. So I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah, it could get on like, why am I trying to leech nostalgia off of Simpsons still? And why can't I get a haircut? I get it. No, it's fine.
Beat you to the punch,
robots. Yeah. Thanks. All right. Yeah. Well, I mean, it wasn't too mean then, and I guess that's good that ChatGPT wasn't
okay. No, if you want to do this and you want to do this right now, let's do this right now then. Okay.
All right, here we go.
So for somebody, no. I want everybody on the screen. You don't get to, everybody gets your face too as I'm telling you these things. Yeah, you don't get to smoke if I don't get to smoke. That's how that works.
I'm not smoking. I just all of a sudden there's something's burning back here.
So you like to you say you just want to do improv and you like to lean on people's instant gut reaction with this. But Rico makes a good point here, where he's like, you want us to come up with these things, and then when we can't, or we're not like super excited about this particular bit and can't come up with something right away, then you wave your finger at people and things like that. But when we do come up with things and do things frequently, you will say no. I've made jokes to Rico about it, where there's been days where he's been like, every time he came up with a bit, you would say, no, it's actually this thing. And like, he's trying to do the bits and make a joke, but you have your thought process. And if you had such a thought process on it, you should have laid that out to him so he can deal with that and make the appropriate jokes at the appropriate time. But you won't put in that effort.
Okay. So, well, it sounds like it's a lot of prep and to get more involved in prep. And that's fine. I'll start calling, this is how like Mark and Neanderthal did it. He told me how he did his show, which is good. So what they would do is they do their show, of course, and then take the break or whatever. And then around 3 to 5 in the afternoon, they would call each other and then go over the next day's show. Right. So I have no problem giving you a call in the afternoon, the day before the show, to kind of give you an outline of what I was working on. And then, of course, there's a lot of stuff that we fill in the blanks during the show. You know what I mean? So like, it's basically like 80% of the show's kind of sketched out for the day before from my perspective. And then the rest is basically in the moment, whether we're in the moment on something that's topical or something breaking happens, then we cover that. Right. So, and then, I mean, he's got like a pre-recorded or pre-written bits on Tuesday, like the 5-star review that's already set in stone and it's already done. And I will say this, I mean, it's not like I'm very like proud and excited every time that you do have an assignment that you execute it, efficiently and without hesitation. So, but yeah, a little communication day before. Hey, you know what? I'm not perfect. I'm working on things. You know what I mean? And it's difficult because this is not an everyday thing. This is a constantly judging.
It doesn't even have to be a day before. It can be a 10-minute meeting before the show even starts. Of like, hey, here we go. We got this thing lined up and this.
You're
thing
nodding
lined
your
up.
head, but I've
that.
tried to do that, and you're just like, more notice. I've done that before tons of times. I try to give you like what I have on the schedule for the day, and you're just like, a little more heads up would have been nice and appreciated. Like, well, what the fuck, man? It's not fascinating. What are you talking about?
Let's see. Where else can we go? We got this. We need a production meeting somewhere so people could get on the same page for the day. Don't ever read a science story. I've been telling you for 15 years, don't read on the air. Just don't do it. I didn't
read a science story right now.
Not today, but it happens.
That's just something he has written on the wall behind his computer right now.
Yeah, just don't read on the air or read things beforehand, because maybe not everybody has been listening to as long as I have. I hear the difference when you've read a story and you know what you're talking about versus you just trying to read a story out of the seat of your pants.
Yeah, I know. Well, sometimes I don't have anything and I'm just like, oh shit, I gotta do this. What do you do, Spears?
What's up?
You do a 2-hour talk radio show. So you don't even have songs. You just have commercials.
Yeah.
How do you prep it?
So I always prep the day before. I get started mid-afternoon.
And then you have a co-host in Ali. Do you guys go over stuff ahead of time?
No, actually. I plan the entire show.
Yeah.
Every guest, everything that goes on in the show, I plan.
Yes.
And I text Andrew, our show producer, the guest that we have, so when he makes his Facebook post, he can put it in there. And Ali just will come in like, all right, what are we talking about today? And I'm like,
he's color commentator.
Yeah, Ali is, he comes in Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And I do a pretty good job of setting up the show and kind of carrying it. And Ali just kind of goes off of what I do.
That's the same thing we're doing here, though.
But Ali is also, like me, he's also in tune with the sports world. That's all he watches. So I can bring up something random in the sports world and Ali is going to, be on top of it. You guys are a little bit different because you guys also talk about sports, but you have so many other things that you talk about.
All of pop culture.
Yes, but that's all I like Rico because we're like, I couldn't talk about this stuff with Powers because he would never know anything that's going on. Rico and I are usually seeing the same thing and have our finger on the same pulse. So it kind of like, he was like, hey, did you see this? What was it you sent me today? Where I was like, oh yeah, we're actually talking about that next.
Oh, Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, Scarlett Johansson AI. So like, there's a lot of times we're on the same page. At what point, Rico, did you and Ali start disliking each other? So much so that you have opposite schedules. So Ali's coming in Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You've been actively avoiding him with your Tuesday, Thursday schedule.
Damn, they're on to me. I owe him $100,000. So I'm trying to avoid him.
See, everyone that's bronze, it's like, if I wish you guys just get along.
Rico is a part of a case where Ali was the other lawyer. That's what Ali does when he's not
it's a
doing
legally
radio.
binding thing. Yeah, we can't be in the same building.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Any other tidbits here? The only real consultant that I trust because you actually like listen every day. I do like Murph. He's nice. But he'll it's not an everyday thing, so I'm not getting constant feedback. So what other consulting can you
I don't want to dig too deep because a lot of other things are really kind of in game in sport. I would call it under the table things.
Yeah. Inside baseball.
Inside baseball things that it doesn't need, not everything, not all of the laundry needs to be put out for all to see.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll talk about it later.
We should have a meeting. In fact, I would like to have the entire crew. Come up over here. We'll have a good time one evening.
Well, I would like that. It's hard to get everyone on the same page on the same day. Maybe Thursday would be the only opportunity because Rico works Fridays and Saturdays. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Just don't work.
Just stop it.
Just stop. Just stop.
Just stop.
Thanks. Thank you. See, all you had to do was ask me if it was that easy.
That's it.
Oh,
No,
sorry. Please.
I need him to work. Well, yes. We'll have a party at Todd's house. And
barbecue
Lisa,
party.
And thank you. You catch subtle jokes though. All right, and got some. Let's see. Warn some of the co-hosts of the segments. No warning. It's
not warning. It's called the production meeting.
All right.
People you should sit down and talk about.
Rock 102.1 KFMA. We're back here on. Yes. You agree with Todd. I see that, Rico, and it's good. Well, I think we made headway. What do you feel? Do you feel like we can come together and take that and create something positive from that?
Hopefully, we'll see.
Not even excited. I think that was excited, Rico. Actually,
it's hard to tell.
Rico's also running on 3 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
Dude,
how many hours of sleep did you get last night?
Like 4.
Yeah.
Five.
Okay.
5.
Wow, lucky.
Yeah.
Whatever. You went to the gym this morning, did you not?
No.
Okay. What time did you actually go to bed?
It was on and off, like waking up intermittently.
Yeah, dream about
night terrors,
the excitement of the next day. I get it. Isn't you and Spears a whole relationship based off of your love for Goodfellas?
No, The Sopranos.
Okay, same difference though.
That's racist.
Well, I'll tell you right now, it is racist. No, you sound like AMC right now, like a big old AMC little bitch. Because you know what AMC is doing about Goodfellas? When they're airing this is what they're doing, and they're gonna do this on Sopranos eventually too. But a lot of listeners or viewers figured like this caught their attention. They put out a trigger warning on Goodfellas. Now, why would you think they were putting out a trigger warning?
Because of a guy getting whacked?
Right. You would think excessive violence. No, this trigger warning on Goodfellas is for cultural stereotypes. Yeah, exactly.
The whole movie's canceled.
Right. And that's why
just show the poster and that's it.
Yeah, that's why it's going to happen to Sopranos too. So the warning says this film includes language and or cultural stereotypes that are inconsistent with today's standards of inclusion and tolerance that may offend some viewers. Now that's not even addressing the context of people literally getting murdered, right? Like, what about Spider? Nobody cares about Spider anymore. Now, AMC says they added this warning back in 2020, but for some reason, people are only finally noticing. And other mob films like The Godfather don't have it. Yeah. Just a generic. So it's specifically on Goodfellas for being that stereotypical.
They removed, go get your shine box because some kids worked as a shine boxer as a kid. They're like, that's going to insult somebody.
Right.
Like, oh,
and that was a good job back in the day.
Yeah.
Now, not everyone, actually, a lot of people are upset by this warning, including one of the co-stars of the film, Bo Dietl, who played a police officer in the movie, says, and I quote, I can't quote everything because it's very Italian, so he's going to drop some F-bombs. He says, I guess in his best accent I could do, the effing political correctness is effing taking away everything. This is how life was back then. It was not a clean, beautiful thing. You can't cleanse history. And he's also retired New York Police Department detective. So he knows the people that they were portraying in the film were actual portrayals of the people who lived them. Former mobster Michael Franzini also thinks the warning is ridiculous. And I love it when mobsters weigh in on this.
What is this?
Yeah. And he said, we don't need anyone protecting mob guys. It's crazy.
Although part of me does want to see like a very clean version of Goodfellas, like a very just redo it with AI.
Well, no, if you watch
very kind Goodfellas,
and that's the thing, if you watch it on AMC, it's going to be censored as far as the language. which sucks. I hate seeing censored films.
They just took out Joe Pesci entirely.
I was gonna say, how do you censor Joe Pesci?
A lot of like mother cluckins and things like that, and suffering. Basically, they take everything that he said in Home Alone, and then they just kind of merge it into where the curse words would be in Goodfellas.
Marv.
Apparently, that's in Home Alone where he's always like when he's just mumbling stuff.
Yeah.
It's because he's tried not to cuss.
Yes. Yeah. So there'll be a trigger warning on that someday too. So just be prepared. If you're going to be seeing something on free cable, they will warn you of these certain stereotypes. So that's all the time we have for the day, unfortunately. But I'd like to thank everyone for listening. Tomorrow morning, we'll continue to give away tickets for Godsmack. And we'll have Lindy from Thunderbaker Burger Company in studio for another round of Tap Out. Till then, Robin Nash is up next with Megadeth tickets. Thank you, Rocco's Little Chicago Pizza. Thank you guys for listening. Enjoy the rest of your day. Drive safe, ride safe. And as always, rock local. Later.
When you wish
since we're on consultation day here, the biggest problem I have is Beef never invites me to the studio on food days. It's a real problem. I never get any of the snacks, and I need snacks. I'm fueled by them.
Can you come tomorrow? You want to come tomorrow?